Okay, I hope everyone's doing good. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what we got in the stream. So we got a 1.1 update stream, and they showed some things. I'm not going to lie, we were saved by the new units that they showed. So they showed us Toshiro, and I mean, nothing new there, to be honest. They showed us Momo, who honestly animations looked pretty good. Like, let's just show this. We already have seen Toshiro, so I don't really need to go much into that. But yeah, that was me screenshotting actually. But yeah, for the most part, they did look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna see her in a couple days. She's gonna be the SR on Toshiro's banner. Now, besides that, we didn't really get much else. I mean, we got a Toshiro. Whoa. Number one always has to play, bro. We got the Toshiro gameplay, which we've already seen. Obviously looks pretty good. All from Billy, so nothing, they didn't really reveal this for English, unfortunately. And besides that, well, we got Aizen Ginen Ron Gikku gameplay, which is insane. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to give out the codes because I probably put it in the title. So there's Bleach DM 1130, which for me gave, it's on SCA and China only for now, but it gave 300 Jades. So if you're on SCA, which is New Verse or China, then you get 300 Jades. My guess is Global will be getting it, but it's going to be a bit of a delay until Global could implement it as a code. That's my thoughts. Whenever we get it, it's going to be, well, we're going to ping you in the Discord. So just stay tuned, and just, if you're in the Discord, you will get a ping when the code is for Global. And then there's other codes. So Bleach 88, Bleach 999. And then there's a bunch extra for SCA, SEN. And I'm going to put these all down below. I think these two work. I don't think they're that good. I'm not going to lie. I don't think they're that good, but I didn't put them in yet. So let's see. It did work. Okay, cool. And then, so there's technically 3 new codes for everyone. My personal thoughts is that it will work, the 300 Jades one, but these two give kind of jack shit, but they are codes, so free stuff. Now then, let's go into the gameplay and talk about everything. So, oh my god, number one. Yeah, so we got Aizen. Like, what? Aizen's just in the game. I just can't believe that. Like, he's actually in the game, which is wild. It is so wild that he's coming. He's coming. He's actually going to be here. So let's just let it play out for Aizen, then we're going to stop it. But he does do Hado, that's his summon animation, so it confirms he's a character. That's playable. Hado 90. And that seems to be his summon animation, because it implements that kind of like 2D-ish aspect, kind of CGI aspect. So as of right now, right, all the info we have, especially with leaks, if you guys have been watching the videos, shows that he's going to be Spirit Tactic. So people are like, oh, Tactic, he's not going to be doing damage. That's not what Tactic means. Keep in mind, Kaname does more damage than Ikkaku, right? So we could still have someone doing a good portion of the damage, right? While being a tactic unit. That's something that I think a lot of people tend to forget about this game. Now, because Aizen is tactic, he is mainly going to only work on blue. He's not going to be like Kisuke. Kisuke works universally, but that's because he's support. Tactic units only work on their colors if they're SSR. Every single tactic unit that we have, if we check, battlefield skill, only strike damage bonus, right? Battlefield skill, only thrust damage bonus. Battlefield skill, only slash damage bonus. So they're going to be for their own exclusive color, not for other colors, which I think is fine. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means you're going to end up using Aizen with Toshiro. So if you want to get Aizen, I recommend getting Toshiro. Right now, I think that's honestly just the best way to go about it. Toshiro is right now a bit weaker than Bankai Ichigo, but if we factor in Aizen, I'm going to guess Toshiro and Aizen is going to be the best team in the game. So yeah, Toshiro's coming out on the 5th, and we'll talk about when these other units are coming out soon. So let's continue on. My guess is Hado 90 is going to be the battlefield skill, right? Where you could use that off field, which I think is going to be really sick, to be honest. Now, afterwards, after Aizen, we've got Gin, which is going to be really sick also. And he is a full DPS from what it seems. So he's going to be replacing Ikkaku. He's pretty AoE also. Like, look at that skill. That looked like a charge up. Like, look at that. So it looked like he charged it up. Am I tweaking? No, I'm not tweaking. He definitely charged that up. So that's going to be a pretty strong skill. And then this is, I think, the summon animation, which honestly looks pretty good. All of this does look quite good. And that's it for Gin. So Gin should be thrust, right? We already have info that he's going to be thrust, official info that he's going to be thrust. So the best team is probably going to end up being Gin instead of Ikkaku. Goodbye, Ikkaku. Didn't even last you a month. So it's going to be Gin. Then it's going to be Kaname. Kaname is going to be Battlefield, so you do want to run him. He's going to be very strong. And then I think Gikku is going to be the best third unit, not Kisuke, because Kaname, to activate his Battlefield skill, needs to have a thrust teammate to do damage. So Gikku is going to be thrust, and therefore you're going to want to put her, and she is doing some support, so there is that. And yeah, so Gikku seemed to have kind of a vortex, which honestly that's kind of good, and she's uncensored. So, you know, there was some kind of buzz about her being censored, right? People were kind of pissed that she was censored, which, you know, people are entitled to their own opinions. I think Gikku looked fine with the censor, but, you know, some people want to see Gikku uncensored, which I also respect. And people were definitely pissed in the comments. But as we can see here, she's not going to be censored. So Gikku is going to be releasing with Gin, and that's going to be a really good combo, right? You're going to have a full yellow team now, and Kaname is going to be even better for sure. Does Kaname have res lower? I don't even know. Let me actually check. I'm not even too sure. But yeah, he doesn't. So he's going to be kind of like a good DPS to run. You're going to have like two really strong damage dealing units in Gin and also in Kaname. And then afterwards, Gikku is going to be a good support. If not, you could run Kisuke. But yeah, so just to kind of pull this up, essentially on December 5th, right? Let's kind of just go into the timeline. On December 5th is when we're going to be getting Toshiro. And then afterwards on December 18th is when we're going to be getting Gin and Gikku. And then afterwards, January 1st is Aizen. That seems to be the schedule. Pretty much, I think it's confirmed. I got like info from like some different sources that Gin and Gikku are going to be next, which does line up with a lot of things, right? The fact that we already had their icons, right? Like they are going to be very soon. And then afterwards, you know, it makes sense for it to be Aizen. So yeah, that seems to make the most amount of sense. So Aizen is our New Year's unit. I ended up being right. So big W, actually. That's a big fucking W. I'll definitely take that. I think Aizen made more sense. I literally, like the video yesterday that I made, right, was literally talking about this. I was like, Kenpachi, if he's Slash and if he's kind of like a main DPS, it makes no sense for him to be next, right? It makes no sense for him to be New Year's, because if he's New Year's, then red is being built up too much, which ended up being the case, right? And Aizen was in fact coming, so that's a huge W. Now also, just a little thing, but I was shown in the stream because I reached level 41 the fastest outside of China. That was a jump scare, bro. Seeing my name on screen, I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, we actually got featured in the stream, so that was actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that our name was put on the stream. I'll definitely take that. This was overall a pretty cool stream for me. We got a good code. We got Aizen gameplay, and that is huge. Now, we didn't get much info about the event, but we did see, it does seem to me, also, it seems like there's like timed events and permanent events. I don't even know if they show that right now, but essentially, you should expect 5 limited pulls for character and weapon. So we're still getting the same amount, right? Still 1,600 Jade's worth, but it seems it's only, they split it up for weapon and character, which is fine. I don't think it changes anything because most people should be pulling for weapons too. Now, if you're trying to get Aizen, right, I think you're going to want Toshiro, right? Aizen and Toshiro, I think you're going to kind of need them together because they're both blue, but we're going to make a full video on that separately. I just want to play their gameplay one more time and then we'll be done. But yeah, Aizen looks really good. Seems like he's going to be Spirit, which makes sense because he uses Hado, and all Hado units, all like characters who use Hado at the moment are Spirit, right? Momo and Rukia are both Hado users, and they're both Spirit. So keep that in mind, right? I think Aizen being Spirit makes sense because he is using his Hado number 90. Then Gin being Thrust makes a lot of sense, and Gikku seems like she's just there to support Gin. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And this is from the final battle, right? So that is actually really sweet. I actually do like that it is from the final battle, so they don't mind going ahead a bit if it means doing a hype unit. It doesn't need to be in chronological order, right? So that's going to be it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think of Aizen, Gin, and Gikku. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.